One of the things that really pisses me off about financial content on video platforms like YouTube and TikTok is that 95% of these so-called trading gurus, they're all fakes. They're all frauds. They're all scam artists, right? 95% of them easily. And I mean, it's obvious. When I see some of these guys and their videos, like within 30 seconds of their video playing, I can immediately tell you that guy has no idea what he's talking about. That's not even a real trader. This is obviously a scam. And I feel bad for a lot of you guys that buy into the bullshit, especially if you're brand new to trading. You don't know what to look for. Like, it's hard for you to spot a real trader and a fake trader because you don't know really what you're looking for. And that's the purpose of some of these videos I do, where I try to tell you guys what to look for if you're looking for real trading advice on a platform like YouTube. One of the most obvious things is just pay attention to the way the person on the video looks, the way they act, the way they speak. One of the things I've noticed doing trading related searches on YouTube is that there are dozens, maybe more than 100 or so of these fake trading guru channels that start with the word invest with name of person, invest with Derek or whoever, right? There's several of these, and I've noticed that some of the more popular ones are these obviously fake people. One of them I watched the other day, somebody said, hey, this guy scammed me out of money. I go watch his video. It's one of these invest with people. The guy looks like he weighs about 80 pounds. A grown man looks like he weighs about 80 pounds. Very, very underweight. He looks like a crackhead. It's obvious the guy probably is a serious drug user, hardcore drug user. And this is somebody that is charging thousands of dollars for you to go pay for a course so they can teach you how to trade. I'm quite certain that person is not a real trader. Like, I'm very certain that that is not a real trader. He's either part of the scam, he created the scam himself, or somebody above him is using him to make videos. There's another one of these invest with kind of people that I saw the other day. Some lady that when she talks on camera, it looks like she's reading a script. Everything looks scripted. There's nothing about her experience, no anecdotal things, no talking about current trades or past trades that you're in. Like, real traders will tell you exactly their current positions, what they're in, whether it's working for them or not. And every time they talk about a particular ticker symbol, like if I go look up Apple right now on a stock chart and we start talking about it, I'll tell you what Apple did when I played it for the earnings cycle. You know, last quarter, the quarter before, 2 years ago. I remember every trade that I've ever made and pretty much every ticker. Most real traders do. So they can give you those kinds of past stories. And a lot of these fake trading gurus, they never do that. Why do they never do that? It's because they're not really trading. I'm quite certain, especially the ones that look like they're reading from a script, they are actually paid actors. You think they're a real trader? No. They probably all, especially the ones with the invest with names, I bet a lot of these are the same company behind the same group of people. They all work for the same company. Hell, even their thumbnails all look very similar, oddly enough. One of the other supposed trading gurus that one of you guys put me on the other day, hey, go check out this guy's content. What do you think? And within a few minutes, it was obvious this guy was just a straight con artist. I can spot con artists. I can tell when they're trying to play you. This guy pretends like he's some rich guy and he talks about being a former investment banker or some bullshit, right? And it's obvious that that's not the case with this guy. He doesn't talk like somebody that would have been in that line of work anyway. You know, you can tell he's pretending to be that, right, for purposes of scamming people on YouTube. And then if you dig a little deeper, because I'm somebody, I can do some quick Google foo. You know, I can look up some of these people, some of their past history, past jobs, run-ins with the law, things like that. Go check some of these people's arrest records. For example, some of the invest with people I mentioned earlier. Some of those guys have very lengthy rap sheets. This guy's not one of the invest with channels. He's somebody else. But this guy, you know, I threw some Google foo. I found past videos like 10, 15 years ago of him on YouTube, and he was not an investment banker. He actually ran a wine company or alcohol export business or something. He had nothing to do with the finance industry at all. But all of a sudden, now he's got a new YouTube channel, and now he's a trading guru. Oh, by the way, he's got a new name too, because the name he was using in those older videos, not the name he's using now. So for me, the reason I can spot these guys rather quickly is because there are some obvious tells. You know, there are like 5 or 6 obvious tells that if you spot this, then 100% guaranteed that fake trading guru is a fake trading guru, right? First of all, does your favorite trading guru, do all they ever talk about is technical analysis and stock chart patterns? If all they ever do is draw patterns on a chart and talk about technical analysis and that's all they know, that's a fake trading guru. That's not somebody that actually knows what the hell they're doing. That is somebody that knows that technical analysis, it's all bullshit. We all know technical analysis is kind of bullshit. It's been proven. It's a myth. It's a lie. It's basically like astrology. You can interpret things to mean anything you want. And for a con artist, technical analysis is great because they can feed you whatever bullshit that they want to feed you. And then when you come back to them and say, hey, this technical analysis thing is not working for me, they can say, well, you're doing it all wrong, or you interpreted the information all wrong because you didn't interpret it the way I would have interpreted it. It's an obvious scam. So if all they ever talk about is technical analysis and chart patterns, 100% guaranteed, that's a fake trading guru. The next obvious tell that somebody is a fake trading guru is, do you ever actually see them trade? Have you ever seen them make any trade? And I can be on live camera, like in a Discord channel, on a live stream, whatever, or pre-recorded content. But have you actually seen them somewhere on camera, see them with their trading platform using a real account, not a demo account? Have you ever seen them actually make any trades? If you've never seen them make any trade at all, 100%, that is a scam artist. That is a fake trading guru, because it would be almost impossible for a real trader not to show you trades at some point. Because, for example, I'm an active trader. I make thousands of trades every year. And if I do content about trading, it would be very hard for me, even accidentally, not to occasionally bring up my trading platform, show you trades I'm currently in, trades I'm opening, trades I'm closing. Like, you're going to show some trades if you're a real trader. If you've never seen your favorite trading guru actually trade, they're not a real trader. They probably have never been a real trader. They're probably some paid actor. Again, it's part of this company that is designed to sucker you in and make sure that they separate you from your money. Now, most of the fake trading gurus, you're never going to see trade, but there are a few that do show trades. First of all, make sure that those are real accounts. Those are real money accounts. Most of them are trading on demo accounts and hoping you don't spot it. And some of them are actually making real trades, but what they'll do is they will make the same trade both ways. For example, they'll get long and short the same ticker symbol. They won't show you the two opening trades together on camera, but after the fact, they'll come back and show you the one side of the trade that won, and that'll be them proving that they made a trade and it's a winning trade. But most of the time, they're actually basically doing both sides of every trade. That way, they always can show you a winning trade after the fact. Now, obviously, that kind of scam only works by showing you the trade after the fact. They will never show it during the trade, because then they would actually have to pick one side of the trade or the other, right? They'd have to actually pick long or short. So if you've never seen them open a trade, but all they ever show you is closing trades, that's the game they're running. Another obvious tell that somebody's a fake trading guru is the numbers they talk about. They often talk about winning really large sums of money really fast. Like, hey, I made 5K in 10 minutes of trading today, or 10K in 30 minutes of trading, or I made 25K trading this week, whatever it happens to be. And to make those kinds of insane numbers, you have to take a lot of risk. But oddly enough, they claim they win 100% of their trades. Here's the thing. In trading, you get paid to take risk. If you win 100% of the time in your trades, which some of these people claim, it's impossible. You can't do that. But let's take them at their word that they have some strategy that wins 100% of the time. Well, any strategy that wins 100% of the time is a risk-free strategy. No one's going to pay you for that. Right? No one's going to pay you for, nobody's going to take the other side of that trade. Why would I take the other side of a trade if you say you have 100% guaranteed win rate? Then obviously the other side of the trade has a 0% win rate. Who the hell is going to take the other side of the trade? That doesn't exist. But to make large sums of money, if you want to take a large amount of risk, you can make a lot of money. But here's the thing, you're going to have to take some big losers along the way occasionally as well. So these people that claim I made 10K today or 20K today, well, Do they ever talk about the days that were down 10K, 20K, 50K, whatever it happens to be? Do they ever talk about the really big losing trades? If they've never ever mentioned a really big losing trade, but they always talk about these really big winning trades, they're not a real trader. This is all made up. It's all bullshit. They're not actually trading at all. One of the most obvious signs somebody's a fake trader is they never talk about their past trades. Any real trader, I've already mentioned, I make thousands of trades every year. I can tell you every trade I've ever made, especially the big winners and big losers, you especially remember those. So I've always got these past stories. When I start talking about any ticker symbol, I can tell you about past trades I've made, what I won, what I lost, how they acted on earnings, things that happened with the company as far as news events that affected some of my trades. I've got past experience that I will share with you. Obviously, a fake trader has no past history of trading. He has no past experience. That's why you never see any of these trading gurus on YouTube talk about their past trades, because there are no past trades. And then we've got the obvious signs someone is just a straight con artist, because they do the classic con artist things. For example, people that try to pretend to be big ballers, big businessmen, or in this case, big traders, somebody that's, a big shot, somebody that's important. What do? Well, con artists, here's how they act. They try to show you really expensive cars, luxury cars, really expensive boats, planes, really expensive jewelry and watches, and beautiful women that cost a lot of money, right? They try to impress you, right? That's the way a con artist does things. He tries to impress you by showing you all these expensive, shiny things. People that actually have money, they don't act like that. They never advertise to the world that they have a lot of money, right? It's only the people pretending to be rich that do this. Also, one of the most obvious tells somebody's a fake trading guru and a con artist as well is they invent the origin story. Everybody has an origin story, how they began as a trader. But here's the thing, the con artist, he wants to create a rags to riches story. This is the classic blueprint for a con artist, that he's trying to sell you on a dream, and how he's going to sell it to you is, hey, I was broke, I was homeless, I was penniless, I had nothing to my name, and then I discovered trading. And all of a sudden I went from having no money at all to being a bajillionaire, right? That's the dream the con artist always sells, right? Every single one of them, if you ask them their origin story, oh, I had nothing. I had the clothes on my back. I was living out of my car. I had nothing, right? And then I discovered trading. I installed a trading app on my phone, and with no money, I just told you I was broke and penniless, but somehow I could start trading. Where'd the money come from to begin trading? But hey, forget all of that. They started trading and they become a millionaire overnight, right? Does that story make any sense? And finally, the last tell that somebody is a fake trading guru is if you sign up for any of their community stuff, their mastermind group, their Discord, whatever, and you go to their group, are you actually allowed to question them or challenge them in any way? When you go to their community, is it like a cult? Are you forced to just sit there and buy into all of the bullshit? Or can you actually challenge that person? Can you actually tell that person, hey, I think you're wrong? Or just ask them a question. It's like, hey, this doesn't make any sense to me. Can you explain how you arrived at this decision? And if you're not allowed to do any of that, and trust me, the fake trading gurus, all of them, they don't allow you to do any of that. When you go to their community, you cannot ask a question. If you ask a question, they're going to shut you down. They're going to say that you're wrong for even asking the question. You're just not smart enough to understand, their high level of thinking. Basically, they try to turn it all around on you just being a bad person or just a stupid person, right? That's classic con artist behavior right there, right? If you go into somebody's community and you can't seriously challenge them or ask them about their past trading history, like people in my Discord will all often come to my Discord and just ask me questions about what I think about this, that, and the other thing. And sometimes people will interrogate me, almost like they're giving me a quiz just to see if I actually know what I'm talking about. And it's obvious what they're doing. They just want to know, hey, am I legit? Do I actually know anything about trading? And, I don't get upset about it. I expect people to do that. So I'll answer their questions. Any question they want to ask me, I'll answer it. Anything that's not terribly personal. But these guys, they don't do that. you can't ask them anything, right? So again, that is the sign of a con artist, a scam artist. That is a fake trading guru. One final thing I want to talk about is you guys that have been taken in by some of these scams. I know some of you guys have had problems in the past of getting refunds because all of these con artists, they never issue a refund ever. You will never get a refund, even though they all have money back guarantee. Like it's supposed to be, you should get a 30-day trial period. And when you want your money back, if you're not satisfied with the product, you get it back. None of them refund your money, right? It's all a scam, right? Of course, they're not going to refund your money. Here's the trick. Go stop the payment at your bank. Don't try to dispute payment with the fake trading guru directly. Just go straight to your bank, explain the situation to them that you need that payment stopped, and make sure that payment gets stopped. Because in many cases, that's the only way that you're going to prevent yourself from getting robbed by these people. And if you're one of these people that have been taken in by some of these scam artists, let others know. I know it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing anytime you've been played, right? That's normal human emotion. At some point in all of our lives, we've been played by people, in various confidence schemes or whatever it happens to be. Nobody likes to admit that they got played. But if you're one of these people that have been taken in by one of these trading scams, please tell other people. Shout it all over the internet. Give names, give your story, let other people know what happened, because trust me, there are people online searching some of these people's names and looking to see, hey, are they legit? Are they a scam? And the more people online posting, hey, this person's a scam, that person's a scam, the more it'll come up in Google searches. And hopefully some of the people that are doing a little bit of research will hopefully stay away from some of these people that, again, are obvious fakes. Just some food for thought. Peace, guys.